Hi YouTube. I just wanted to introduce my latest addition to my collection, and it's going to be my new carry from this point forward, or at least until I find a new, bigger and better thing, I guess. It's the Sig Sauer P226 Platinum Elite, chambered in a 9mm. Let's do a safety check before we continue. Nothing at the bottom, nothing on top, and nothing in the action. One of the first things that was brand new besides this gun, in my experience, is how I purchased the gun. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of companies. I am not paid by them. I don't represent them in any way. It's just my honest opinion about it. But I'm used to walking into a gun store, finding something that I like, and then purchasing it that same day. But in this experience, because Sig Sauer does not, either they don't make it anymore, it's discontinued, but this particular edition, the Platinum Elite, is no longer processed out, or at least in the stores that are over here in the state that I live in. But I went on gunbroker.com, found a store called Northern Firearms that had this available, and it came with 3 magazines and a Sig Sauer holster. And for the price that I got, it was fantastic. I would have to say I was a little hesitant at first, but the paperwork went really smoothly with the FFL transaction, as well as just paying for the item and making sure everything was secure. So I would probably buy another firearm from Gunbroker as well as Northern Firearms themselves. But a little bit more of the gun. Everything on here is stock, from the grip, the short reset trigger, as well as the combat sights. The only thing that I did, oh, I'm sorry, there's also a beaver tail that comes standard, I guess, with the Elite editions. But one of the changes that I did do in the first week is I found an eBay store that makes their own guide rods. So I bought a stainless steel guide rod that has just a little different design than standard guide rods, but that's just my personal preference. And as always with my firearms, I always take a Dremel tool and I polish off the feed ramp. Now, I don't think it was actually necessary for this gun at all, but for me, I think it helps reduce the chances of a failure to feed. Talking a little bit about it more, the sights I did paint over just to give my eyes a little bit of a contrast. Now, the rear combat sights, I love them. You adjust it to any particular setting and they're good to go. The front sight, I'm still debating, and this is my personal opinion. For some reason, my eyes do not see the front sights of a 3-dot sight really well, so I may change it over to a fiber optic, but we'll maybe see that later. Other than that, accuracy. I shoot primarily at a 7-yard and 15-yard setting, but I have taken it further than that, and it does really, really well. I have absolutely no complaints. There were 2 hiccups with this gun. No failure to feed, no failure to eject. The only thing that happened was the slide wouldn't lock back on 2 occasions in the first maybe 200 rounds or so, and I think it's just primarily because the recoil spring is set at such a high tension. But in 2 weeks I shot close to 1,000 rounds, and every one of those projectiles went to the location I wanted it to go to. So I highly recommend Sig Sauer, the P226 series. This is the Elite. If you like the look of it, great. If not, I'm sure there's others that are available for you. And then kudos to gunbroker.com and Northern Firearms, as well as the eBay store. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but the eBay store that sold the guide rod. Appreciate it.